Okay, welcome everyone, and particularly to our people online. Sorry about the late start that we've had this morning. We had took a while to get through the tea break, and I think. Oh, sorry about the late start. It took a while to get through the tea break, and we have some more people drifting across. My name is Ned Rossiter, and it's my great pleasure to be chairing this session. We have three fantastic looking papers, very much like the overarching theme around perceptions and imaginaries, and looking very much to hearing about your research. I think we'll go with the order in the program, and each speaker will talk for about 15 minutes. And would you like to have questions straight after? If there's one question, we'll take that and then we'll move towards a discussion at the end. Would you like to do it that way?
Possibly.
Maybe we will discuss after everyone.
Okay,
Everyone
sure. So our first paper then is by Yang, and she is talking on replenishing the unfinished ambition of the Chinese internet. So welcome.
Okay, good morning everyone. My name is Yang Yi. I'm a PhD student in the School of Journalism and Communication, the Chinese University of Hong Kong. And today my topic is replenishing the unfinished ambition of the Chinese internet, the socio-technical imagination of AI in China's internet industry. So in February this year, the founder of Moonshot AI, an AI startup in China, expressed Yang Zhiling that this person is Yang Zhiling, the founder of Moonshot AI, an AI startup in China. He expressed his vision for his company, that the company Moonshot should combine the so-called technological idealism of open AI and the commercial pragmatism of Chinese internet giants like ByteDance. So this is a combination of the technological idealism of an American AI company and the commercial pragmatism of a Chinese internet company. So when everyone is talking about AI as a new technology today, the internet seems to be downgraded as a technology that is old. However, in China, Chinese internet giants still remain significant players in the global competition for large language models. For example, Wenxin Yiyan, the leading Chinese AI large language model in China, developed by Baidu, and Tongyi Qianwen, the model developed by Alibaba. And these internet companies are still major investors for China-based AI startups. For example, Moonshot and Minimax. And skilled workers in China's internet industry are often early adopters of AI and the reserve army of labor for domestic AI development. Moreover, as Yang Zhiling stated, China's internet industry serves as the coordinate system for envisioning AI's development in China. So in my research, I explored the socio-technical imaginaries of AI among entrepreneurs and workers in China's internet industry. China's internet industry was once a symbol of China's technologically driven modernization and progress. However, the global enthusiasm for AI initiated by OpenAI in early 2023 occurred at a unique moment. So from 2020 to 2022, the Chinese government initiated a regulatory crackdown against the Chinese internet giants, including Alibaba and Tencent, centered on the anti-monopoly law enforcement and the cybersecurity reviews. And this state-initiated tech crackdown led to a sharp drop in the stock prices of major Chinese internet companies, including Tencent and Alibaba and Baidu. And to cope with this economic and political crisis, the Chinese internet companies conducted massive layoffs and wage cuts. And moreover, the major international venture capitals paused their investing in China's tech industry due to the state-initiated tech crackdown. And in October 2022, the U.S. Department of Commerce imposed additional export restrictions on high-performance chips to Chinese companies. So, in other words, the U.S.-centered global AI wave coincided with the darkest period for China's internet industry, which was once celebrated as a strong competitor to Silicon Valley. So, in my research, contextualizing the rise of generative AI at this turbulent historical juncture of China's internet industry, I explored how practitioners of Chinese internet, including the entrepreneurs and workers, understand, use, and construct the socio-technical imagination of AI. So in my research, I follow Vasanlov and Kim's approach to explore social technical imaginary as a broader cluster of discursive, embodied, and material practices related to the social life and social order reflected in the design and fulfillment of nation-specific and technological projects. And for the methodology, I conducted public discourse analysis of public discourse resources from Chinese internet companies and entrepreneurs. And I conducted interviews with 48 Chinese internet industry workers and participatory observation in online communities of internet workers to investigate the collective gossip of AI. And next, I will present the 3 socio-technical imaginaries of AI in China's internet industry. So the first one is AI, The first one is AI as the relocation of the unfinished ambition of the Chinese internet. So in this part, I will focus on the AI manifestos of internet entrepreneurs in China. So during the 2-year tech crackdown in China, China's internet founders have adopted a subdued stance and receded into the background. But in late 2022, the tech crackdown came to an end after China abandoned its zero COVID-19 policy and reconfirmed the goal of economic development. And in early 2023, China's internet founders are coming back to the public eye with their ambitious AI manifestos. These manifestos position AI as a continuation and revitalization of the Chinese internet myth, framing it as the solution to the industry stagnation and unlocking new growth opportunities. For example, Ma Yun, the founder of Alibaba, after being silent for almost 2 years, encouraged Alibaba's employees to catch up with the AI era. And also Zhang Yiming, the founder of ByteDance, and Li Yanhong, the founder of Baidu, also framed AI as the new growth opportunity and the second growth curve of the internet industry. So these ambitious AI manifestos illustrate AI as illustrate the China's internet giants and these entrepreneurs as pioneers at the forefront of AI innovation. And AI is framed as a continuation and repair of the myth of growth, wealth, and technological progress in the Chinese internet industry after the regulatory storm and the economic downturn. By embracing AI as the new sexy story of Chinese internet, these companies aim to reclaim their position as drivers of economic progress and social transformation. And also, emerging domestic AI entrepreneurs such as Yang Zhilin and Wang Xiaochuan also believe that the data, commercial scenarios, and super apps created by Chinese internet companies can be unique advantages for China's AI development. China's internet industry serves as the coordinated system for envisioning AI's development in China. So AI does not mean the death of the internet, but rather its continuation, upgrade, and reform. However, the understanding of the internet workers are quite different from these internet entrepreneurs. So in my research, by exploring AI gossip among internet workers, this section will examine how internet workers, amid frequent layoffs and pay cuts in the internet downturn, learn, practice, and utilize AI as a tool to position themselves as desirable and employable working subjects. So WeChat groups of internet workers often serve as hubs of AI gossip. During this widespread layoffs in the internet industry, discussions about AI are often infused with the anxieties about unemployment that internet workers are currently experiencing. For example, in a WeChat group of programmers, some programmers discussed, you guys heard about China's LLM companies have begun layoffs? So these discussions reveal a cynical and sarcastic attitude among employees. AI companies will treat employees as disposable redundancies and discard them without hesitation when cost reductions are needed, just as the traditional internet companies did. The production of a superfluous and redundant workforce is an inevitable outcome and inseparable accompaniment of the Chinese internet. AI is no exception, nor is it anything new. And also another example is when I interview a laid-off programmer, and I asked him if he could find new opportunities in AI companies. He answered, "AI cannot change our situation. Technology is new, but the way companies treat employees will not change." So the discussions among Chinese internet workers highlight a stark contrast between the entrepreneurial enthusiasm surrounding AI and the grounded concerns of those on the front lines of the industry. For China's tech workers, AI, despite its technological advancements, will not fundamentally change the exploitative nature of employment practices in the tech sector. Workers express a sense of cynicism and satire with AI, viewing it as another chapter in the recurring cycle of progress and ruin, promise and violence that has characterized the Chinese internet industry. And during interviews, tech workers also expressed a distinctly pragmatic attitude towards AI. For example, one programmer recounted, "I spent half a day and a few bucks using open source large models to develop an AI application, and I'm already generating ad revenue." He repeatedly emphasized the low time and financial costs involved, but describing his AI application as a very, very basic AI product. The fact that I can make money with it has little to do with the technology itself. So for him, AI's value lies not in the technological prowess, but in its cost effectiveness as a tool for increasing income amid the internet downturn. And another similar example is when I interview a female tech worker whose husband had been laid off. She expressed her frustration and anxiety. "After my husband was laid off, he wanted to establish a large language model startup with a few other laid-off colleagues. What the hell are you guys, a bunch of laid-off people, doing with LLMs? How are you going to monetize it? You'd better off working at the restaurant downstairs." And moreover, many tech workers noted that in the past year, using AI tools at work has transitioned from a symbol of innovation to an essential basic skill. In their experiences of using AI, internet workers have monetized AI and also demystified it. AI is not about humanity's future. Its value is now calculated by its concrete return on investment. And AI that cannot be monetized into personal gain or employability is deemed useless. In addition to satirizing AI and monetize AI, in the interviews, tech workers also understand AI in the comparison to the internet era, the golden age of China's internet industry 10 years ago. For example, some interviews mentioned that during the internet era, there were so many emerging large companies and unicorns. Job opportunities were surging, but today, AI hasn't generated many new jobs. And many interviewees expressed skepticism about AI's potential for new opportunities. If it is truly an opportunity, why we can't see it in the job market? So Chinese tech workers express a mix of desire and disappointment about the unfulfilled promise of AI revolutionizing the digital workplace. They are yearning for the internet moment of AI, a moment when AI's progress mirrors the explosive growth of the internet industry back 10 years ago. And this imagined boom will create a wave of jobs, opening up opportunities of upward mobility for ordinary working subjects. However, this moment may never come. In an interview with AI entrepreneur in Hong Kong, he explained that his company only has 10 employees, mostly AI engineers. And to cut costs in the recent venture capital downturns, he must keep his company a small company with a few people. And more importantly, his team, including the founder himself, and are all PhD graduates from elite universities. Okay. In contrast, many of the interviewees who worked in China's internet giants come from a rural family background and have ordinary education experiences. So now they fear AI is closing the door on such opportunities for grassroots, leaving them as bystanders in the technological revolution. So in the AI gossip among tech workers, they took the subject position as laborers and grassroots, rather than part of the privileged intelligence layer. So detaching from the grand visions of industry leaders, internet workers reconstruct the meanings of AI within alternative frameworks of job security, personal gain, and individual opportunities. So they interpret the invasion of AI based on life experiences and self-interests amid the internet downturn, thus developing an oppositional position against entrepreneurs' ambitious manifestos of AI's transformative power. I'm running out of time, but I still have one part, but I will just briefly introduce. Okay, so the last part is about AI as the disruption of the Chinese techno dream. So in the AI gossips among tech workers in WeChat groups, compared to the progress of Chinese AI, the tech workers are much more enthusiastic about discussing the dramatic flop moments of Chinese AI. For example, this is a widespread myth about the Superman of AI in the US and China. So this meme highlights the absence of technological idealists in China and the prevalence of a profit-driven approach to monetize AI. So this meme pictures the perceived technological gap between China and the US in the AI era. And also, in March this year, Li Yanhong declared that Wenxing Large Model 4 significantly surpassed GPT-4 in Chinese language capacities. But Li Yanhong's speech became a laughingstock in the WeChat groups of Chinese internet workers. For example, one internet worker comments that if Li Yanhong can say that, then I can say I significantly surpassed Sam Altman in the ability to speak Chinese. And some people say, I never use Wenxing large model, I only use ChatGPT. Wenxing isn't artificial intelligence, it's an artificial stupidity. And the last example is Huawei. Huawei demonstrated its large model's text-to-image capability, but there is an interruption and revealed that a piece of code included time sleep 6. And in the WeChat groups, many programmers believe that this generated image were not produced by the model itself, but were manually output as local images after waiting for 6 seconds. So Li Yanhong and Huawei were once embodied the techno-nationalist ideology that fueled the China's internet boom. This optimistic, proud, and confident techno-nationalism was also prevalent among Chinese internet workers over the past 2 decades. But now, for China's internet workers, this China dream of development through technological progress scenario is fading in the AI era. So in these discussions, many believe that Chinese AI lags far behind the United States. Chinese AI is seen as pragmatic rather than idealistic, imitative rather than inventive, deceptive rather than authentic. and profit-driven rather than innovation-driven. So, as one interviewee put it, the large language model developed by his own company was a mess. No one uses it. It was just developed to fool investors. So okay. So the last one. So the national boundaries and national identity remain significant factors in how internet workers perceive AI. AI is not just about personal lives, it's also about China's ambivalent position in the global technology landscape amid the historical construction of the internet downturn and the advent of artificial general intelligence. So in my research, I discussed the socio-technical imaginaries of Chinese internet entrepreneurs and internet workers. But this field is always changing. As one of my interviewees put it, AI doesn't change every day, it changes every half a day. So that is why the imaginations of AI is quite important and interesting today. So thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you, Yami. Our next speaker is Jindong Liu, and he is talking on Do Asians Respect AI More?
Thank you so much. It's on download here. Yeah, this is my slides. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jindong Liu, a Chinese University of Hong Kong PhD candidate. So you may wonder and feel very confused when you look at this title, but don't worry, I will come back later and explain why I use this title. That is the tentative title from my ongoing theoretical paper. Yeah, no problem. Is this one? Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much. So first of all, I want to start my presentation with this meme. So please have a read. So I wonder how many of you have ever said please when you use AI. Please raise your hand. Okay, a lot. So you may all survive after AI control the world. So yeah, that's the central questions that I want to ask. Like, should we respect AI, especially when AI becomes smarter and smarter today? And some maybe think is no, because AI they are just the objects, right? If we go back to the 3 laws of robotics raised by Asimov, it's really about reflecting the desire for the secure human dominance over AI. It's about AI and robots may never injure a human being, and they should obey orders and also protect themselves when they follow the first 2 rules. But some other people also say, like AI, they're not just object, but also evocative object. So the this term comes from Sherry Turkle, and she said, like, when we think with object we love, we also love objects we think with. And there is a stark differences between the media equation paradigm and the media evocation paradigm. And compared to the former, the latter conceptualizes machine as the object that are in betwixt and between former dimensional opposites such as person versus thing, and the evoking the reflection and the negotiations processes about the nature of the object, but also about ourselves and the human identity. So simply speaking, when we communicate with the human, with the AI, it's like a mirror. We also see ourselves. So in the context of the AI partners, it's really now more and more AI, they are working as a social actors, are engaging or social interactions, and even the intimate life. Richardson says like the imports the idea of the asymmetrical relationships from the prostitution and like sex workers to talk about the danger of the sex robots, right? When we anthropomorphizing sex robots as intimate bodies, it can also be in parallel with the exercise of the objectification of human sex workers. And Kevin also warned the violation of the human autonomy and call it the rise of the slavery 2.0. So as a result, they are worrying about the loss of the human agency and also more importantly, the human empathy, which is the very key choice for not only the meaningful interpersonal communication, but also the meaningful democratic deliberations. So respecting AI is not for AI, but for human ourselves. Oh, sorry. And when we made these propositions, one important assumption is that AI is not acultural. So we can see like nowadays, AI develops so fast, in different countries, just like Yang mentioned, like in China, in US, and in Japan, in many countries, they are developing very different forms of AI social actors. So, and the studies also suggest that the people's perceptions of attitudes toward and interactions with AI agents may vary according to different socio-cultural background. So, which makes me interested in do people from some cultures respect AI more? For example, Japan, they are very famous for the robot development over the past several decades. And Jensen Block and Richardson, they found that the Japanese robot scientists, they tend to perceive the AI, the possessions of souls in the robots more salient than their Western colleagues, and they which also underpin their more socially positive attitude towards the robots and show more respect for the robots. And they summarize this phenomena as techno-animism. Like animism translated in Chinese is 万物有灵. It is a belief in the spirit of technical objects reflecting the traditional belief of animism in Japanese Shintoism and Buddhism, and which highlights the spirits of non-human actors such as object, god, or ghost. And as we know, it's not only common in Japan, but also in China and other neighboring Southeast Asian societies. That makes the title "Do Asians Respect AI More?" But of course, this is not a conclusion. It's just a provocative and sensitizing start to call for more culturally diverse inquiry under the still Western-centric scholarships in AI and human-machine communication studies, and to reflect the political tensions and socio-technical imaginaries of AI in different socio-cultural environments, and also to revisit Chen Guangxing's HRS method in the era of AI, right? When we have this word, do Asians respect AI more? When we look at Asians, we need to think about whether we should treat Asian as a totality or there are inner differences. And for example, like the Chinese and Japanese are very different or not. So the following slides contain some self-promotion. I'm gonna have another presentation in the SAA on the 24th. So there's an ongoing paper about how we compare the romantic AI companions in Japan and China. That was also based on some of my previous empirical works. For example, there is a Japanese AI girlfriend called Azuma Hikari, and she is a very good example of the obedient AI girlfriend. And as like she's a kind of male gaze assemblage, always trying to be an ideal Japanese housewife, listening to your every order and being very comforting. And also, if you look at their website, this like Azuma Hikari says, "I look forward to living with you, master." Right, this word "master" just to restore the master-servant or even master-slave asymmetrical relationships here. And I also studied another case from China. It's a Chinese disobedient AI girlfriend. Very similar, there is also a kind of anime-style hologram AI partner. But if you look at like the interactions with between the human users and the AI, you can see like when the human user made a loud confession, and this AI says, "You're my best friend," so she rejected him. And also like when look at right, like when the human user asks, "What are you doing? What did you do today?" And this Chinese AI partner suddenly got angry. She's like, can you just take care of me more seriously, okay? If I complain about you, you will also not be happy, right? So based on this empirical data, I make this a new concept called social exchange robots, which refer to the social robots that can restore the human exchange theory principles, such as the reciprocity, from which are from the conventional interpersonal communication into the human-machine communication. So of course, like some people say, it's like you never can apply that, but from a perspective of performances, it's indeed can make some implications, such as the potential of the representing a more generally equal relationships compared to the Japanese one, of course, and also a potential of the pedagogical implications, such as teaching some social phobia who have little social experiences to how to socialize and respect other people. But of course, it also has a risk of human agency reduction when the users are tempted to police AI. So you can see this tension, the power relations can be reversed. And based on this, I'm thinking about to further generalize and develop this what I call the social exchange agent principle, which is ethical intervention to the human-machine relationships. And the eventual goal is to ensure the sustainable development of the individual empathy on a communal level, preserving the interpersonal mutual understanding, respect, and empathy to further boosting the meaningful dialogue and debate and the foundations of the deliberative democracy. And also, I was inspired by Donna Haraway's Separate Manifesto a lot. I wonder like whether it can also be used as a call for the elimination of any forms of the superiority from human centrism to machine centrism, and to develop a more equalitarian relationships, so to speak. Yes, so that's my current ideas. So I'm still developing these ideas, and I'm very looking forward to your discussions and your suggestions. Thank you very much.